Today's show is going to be about new support for reparations and updates on Bruce Beach. Tune in.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes. I'm Goldee, your West Coast host. I got my sidekick, DJ Hard, Sweetport, Louisiana. I got Don Soprano, my son, San Antonio, Texas. You know what I'm saying? This is hangout right now. So today, you know what I'm saying, we're going to introduce, we're still dealing with reparation. And DJ going to do an episode dealing with how reparation has grown, interest of reparation have grown with people. And also, I think we might kind of speak on like this. It's been like reparation. A study on reparation goes all the way back 30 years. Okay, you know, so we're gonna kind of give a little spiel on that. I'm gonna talk about the campaign to return Bruce's Beach back to the family, to the descendants. That was, you know what I'm saying, taken from them 100 years ago. And I want to give a shout out to my grandbabe, Lexus. You know what I'm saying? She was in a accident and she got injured. She's in the hospital. I want to send my love to her and for her to get better. And whoever else was with her, you know, we also, you know, they're in our prayers too. I want to give a shout out to my family and friends here in the city. Also, the rest of my family in Detroit. Shout out Mini Bike Legacy. And Sasha Banks, you know, I got to always, you know what I'm saying, say something your way. So, hey. And so from there, DJ, what's up with it?
Oh man, I've been studying about reparations and I found out that support for reparations has grown. And so I want to bring everybody up to date with that. Representative Sheila Jackson Lee, Democrat in Texas. She had a chance to spend a little time expounding on HR 40, and so I'll give you an update on that.
Sounds good. What's happening, Don Soprano?
What's up, Pop?
Oh, hanging in there, trying to see a better day. Glad to see you. Glad to have you. You know what I'm saying? How's everything going?
Well, everything's going well.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. All right, so we're going to try to get this show on the road. That's our introduction. I see nobody wanted to get no shout outs. So I gave my shout outs.
Oh yeah, wait a minute. Hey, look, I want to give a shout out to all of my music fans. And I got a new album coming out that I'm working on right now. And I know I've been joking about writing a song about reparation, but I just finished the song today. So I want to give a shout out to all of my #1 music fans. Be on the lookout for a new tune coming. Well, several, not just one, but a whole album full of stuff. It's about to get underway. Hopefully, in the next 30 days, I'm gonna have it out for you, and hopefully less than that. As fast as I can get it done, it's gonna be out. And this one is about lifting. It's about lifting our minds up. So it's a conscious lyric album, even though I got a little comedy involved in it, you know, a little jazz, funk, and whatever I can find to put up in there. Yeah,
That's
you
right.
know,
That's
so
right.
it's coming.
Get up, man. Put that shit together, man. Let's
Oh
do some
yeah, oh
jamming.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I, I had to do it in such a way where y'all have something to rock to or exercise to.
Rock to the
Uh,
beat.
yeah, you know, it's like multi-purpose use music.
Multi-purpose.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
with a whole lot of beat to it, you know. So y'all get ready for this beat. I'm gonna have some beautiful instrumentals too. You know, I want to dedicate some time out just to express myself musically. So I got some instrumental beats coming out too, and they're gonna be in the album. Some of them is gonna be on streaming services, so the public can hear them. But I'm gonna really be highlighting the vocal versions, you know. I tell you the name of the song. It's called Reparation Push. And it's funky, man. So I can't wait to show it to you. So y'all hang on in there with me and I'll get it to you right away.
Well, the timing is right for that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's the issue of the world right now is reparation. You know what I'm saying? Getting reparation, getting the money to the people. And that's what, you know what I'm saying, we all about. That's what this is a project for us that we're working on. You know what I'm saying? So we can get paid, we can get rightfully paid for that's for the share of money that's actually, you know what I'm saying, owed to us. And so that's our strive, that's our struggle right now. And we own it and we're going to stay on top of it because we got to get paid. As simple as that, man. You
Well,
know,
I would like to add, man, over the course of our program, you know, we covered the contract with Black America, wealth gap chart. Of course, you know, we're very concerned with reparation and HR 40 and now the Biden administration is leaning toward that study, but it's got to get to its death, you know, so it's got to go through the process. We're going to be tracking that. And matter of fact, this is when your voice really counts, you know, because I read some of the comments associated with Sheila Jackson Lee, and it was a lot of jokes in there. It was some of it was comical, and some of it was non-supportive. A lot of it was non-supportive. So I would like to say to my viewers, it's like when politicians step up to try to do something like this, you know, please leave a comment, you know, encourage them, you know, to go forward with it. I mean, if it's the idea that you support, like reparations, you know, you should express yourself, you know, to your representative that's doing these things. You know, I put my positive words in there. I got my comment in there. So, you know, that's why I'm saying, you know, we need to use our voice. If you don't put your voice over there, put your voice over here with behind the scenes. You know, make yourself known that you are in support of reparations and the study of HR 40, which is the study for reparations. You know, make your voice known, especially if you're in support of issues like this. Hey, do you feel me, Don Soprano?
Absolutely.
son, you want to give a shout out?
Yeah, I just want to say to my Facebook family, friends, my YouTube affiliates, I want y'all to tune into this program. You know what I'm saying? Support us. Post this program, repost it, check it out, send it to your family members. We touching on some real important issues and topics that's pertaining to us. Yeah, I appreciate everybody that's tuning in. And thanks for having me again, DJ Hard and Goldee.
Well, man, I'm really glad
Sure.
you are here. You know, and this what we want to do is open up the doors of opportunity. You know, so people who want to get involved, such as you know, you're welcome, man. That's the door is open right now. You stepped through it while it's open, man. So I'm glad you're here. You know, it's gonna be a process, man. I I just see, I'm doing some in-depth research, right? This is my first time. I took some time out to read about military strategy. This is dealing with evaluation from 1925. You know, so this right here is talking about the history of military service, especially dealing with Black people, from World War I on back. You know, they go back, you know, to the earlier wars, and so when I'm getting into a research like this, you know, I have to study it and then get a couple of cross references to really make sure that the data is on time. But right now, some of the opinions in there, I have to say, well, I need to be observant of that because I've seen some of this stuff in today's reality. You know that because it also describes some of the side effects of slavery in this. Dealing with leadership, we need to be able to hopefully communicate with our leadership, and hopefully our leadership listen. So this is what this.
Well, who was our leadership?
Yeah, I'm talking about. You got mayors, you got people.
Well, those are not our leaders, man. Those are other people's leaders. Those people never been leaders for us. They don't do nothing on the level of being our leaders, man. So, you need to, I don't understand that.
Those are not I got a suggestion.
Those are leaders of their world, of their existence, and of racism, you know what I'm saying, of injustice, you know what I'm saying, of corruption. That's what they are leaders of. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop classifying ourselves as being a part of that when they call us all that. We the murderers and all this shit. They put all that shit on us, shit that they do. You know what I'm saying? That we're not looking up to them as no leaders.
Well, I'm just saying, all right, sooner or later, we're going to have to get some communication going. And that's the whole problem.
We need communication going with them right now.
Today's show is going to be about new support for reparations and updates on Bruce Beach. Tune in.
There are ways in which to get direct payments for reparations. I want to see it. But why are we waiting around for the study? We can deal with it.
Well, they're not mutually exclusive. You don't have to wait around.
No, they're not exclusive.
Conversations about reparations being paid to former slaves and the descendants of slaves began shortly after emancipation. But in recent years, as the conversation about income inequality and specifically the racial wealth gap have gained more traction, we've seen this topic get more attention.
I don't think reparations for something that happened 150 years ago for none of us currently living or responsible is a good idea. We tried to deal with our original sin of slavery by fighting a civil war that passed landmark civil rights legislation. We elected an African-American president.
One of the ways to decrease that wealth gap and income inequality between Black and white Americans, according to many activists, academics, and even lawmakers, is to move forward with reparations for the descendants of slaves.
We're asking for people to understand the pain, the violence, the brutality, the chattelness of what we went through. And, of course, we're asking for harmony, reconciliation, reason to come together as Americans.
A bill for a committee to study reparations was first introduced in 1989 by former Democratic Congressman John Hines.
Well, it's working its way through Congress. He'd certainly support a study, but we'll see what happens through the legislative process.
We're here, and we're not going anywhere. And I want to thank all the protesters, all the attorneys who stepped up, all the activists who stepped up, and many who think they're not activists but advocates. Thank you all. Amen. Because justice for George means freedom for all.
my family, create a family, have friends that have families, without anyone being sued. Don't get me wrong, we won this one, but the county right next to me in Atlanta, a black man was already murdered on the 14th.
Welcome back to Behind the Scenes. I'm going to start my screen share with a campaign to return Bruce's Beach back to the family, the descendants who they took it away from. And so information and update on that right there. So let's start our screen share.
The city of Manhattan Beach claimed eminent domain and essentially tossed the black owners off their land, Willa and Charles Bruce. Eventually, it became the site of the Los Angeles County Lifeguard Training Headquarters. Now, some 97 years later, a big step towards healing as Bruce family descendants and state and county officials work to right this historical wrong. Joining me this morning, Supervisor Janice Hahn, who is part of the effort to return the beach to the Bruce family, and also Chief Dwayne Yellowfeather Shepherd, who is a descendant of and a representative for the Bruce family. I am so pleased to have both of you here. Supervisor, I want to ask you, you and a coalition of other lawmakers believe this is an important right to wrong. Why does this matter to you so much?
It matters to me because I was under the impression my whole life growing up in Los Angeles County that somehow we didn't experience that racial discrimination and hate and KKK incidents like the South did. But here we had something right in our own backyard, Manhattan Beach. I grew up learning to swim a few blocks from this location at the beach. And so when I finally realized what had happened here almost 100 years ago, and that in fact, the County of Los Angeles now owned the actual plot of land where Bruce's Lodge, the resort, the safe harbor for Black families all over Southern California to come for a day at the beach, I knew in my heart that there was only one thing that needed to happen, and that was that we return this property to its rightful owners.
Well, let's talk to one of the members of that family, of the rightful owners. And also, we should point out, Chief, you're acting as the spokesperson because I understand this is a painful story for your family. It is difficult for them all to speak of this repeatedly with outsiders, the people outside the family, and you've been chosen as the person to represent the family in these matters. It's been a grassroots effort to make this wrong a right. How does it feel to you to feel the support of lawmakers like the supervisor and other voices?
Well, in God's sense, we haven't had any support except for the young lady Kavan Moore and her demonstrations that started last June. And we've been going through this process for at least 10, 15 years now of rediscovering the history, putting the timeline together so that we can figure out how we're going to have them return that land to us. Manhattan Beach, by the way, flat out refused to return the land to us or pay any restitution or punitive damages at all for what their ancestors have done. So when Supervisor Hahn spoke up and said that she would like to see to it that we get the land back, we were just elated.
Yeah, when you look at what the city of Manhattan Beach, the council there says, they voted against an apology but issued a, quote, interesting language here, a statement of acknowledgement and condemnation. What does that mean to you, Chief?
Well, it doesn't mean anything to me. That's what they need to do to reconcile things with themselves. The Bruce family wants the land restored to us, restitution for the lost revenues from the business enterprises for 96 years, and punitive damages for the Manhattan Beach City Council and the Manhattan Beach Police Department at that time, colluding in a diabolical plan, terrorize my family, and then railroad them out of Manhattan Beach.
What do you say to community members? Because there's been a great deal of support. We also know there are local residents who are against an apology. They're against any plan to return the land to you. And they even say, look, why should we be penalized for something that happened almost 100 years ago? What do you say to that, Chief?
Well, we're still being penalized for what happened 100 years ago. Our family is still suffering the trauma of those diabolical plans to terrorize our family. Generational wealth has been passed down from their families to them, but we still have the pain and hurt of that terrorism passed down to us. We need to have this rectified. Know that there's no amount of money actually can repay you for the terrorism that our family went through under the guise of municipal work. What we need to have is someone to stand up for Manhattan Beach, because the city council clearly doesn't have the guts to do so, and say that, look, we need to rectify this for those people.
Supervisor, I mean, that's the point that so many have made, is that the generational wealth of this family was prevented from earning, right? That young couple who went on to have many generations of family, they had to go and work for other people as chefs or cooks in other businesses. They didn't have agency over their own futures in terms of earning the potential revenue that a beachfront property like that would have earned. Now, a lot of voices are for this. As I said, a lot are against it. You're prepared for a battle here?
Well, I just know that, as you said, this was an injustice, not just inflicted on Willa and Charles Bruce, but generations of Bruces who most certainly would have been millionaires if they had retained this prime Manhattan beachfront property. And all I can say is, the fact that it came back into the hands of LA County gives me an opportunity to begin to right a wrong that happened almost 100 years ago. Certainly we are not going to be able to make up for 100 years of pain and lost wealth and that huge income gap. But I'm going to do this. And honestly, I have felt overwhelmingly support for this from, people from all over. In fact, I've been a little surprised that this has become an international, worldwide story, because I think it's the first time, certainly in our country, that there's an example of government giving back property that was stolen from African Americans. So I think it's going to set a precedent. I think it's going to be a model. And I hope this is one of those things that is the first step towards restoring justice, and I hope others will follow the example of LA County.
So what happens today? There's an announcement being made today, Supervisor?
Yeah, so one of the things I found out, I can't just transfer the property. It has to take a change in our state of California law, because when that property came to us in 1995, it came with restrictions, and it told us that we could not sell it, transfer it, or get a profit off of it. So today, Senator Steve Bradford will be introducing legislation at the Capitol in Sacramento that will lift those restrictions and allow Los Angeles County to do what we think is right.
And Chief, I want to end with you. Beyond your family's history being embroiled in this struggle, this legal battle, and the pain of all those years, this is a strong Black family. Tell me what you want people to know about the Bruce family.
We've been very resilient, even though a lot of us have lived in extreme poverty since their demise, and that we are going to stand strong. We are the generation that Charles and Willa Bruce prayed for, and we are going to stand toe-to-toe with any opposition until we get justice in this issue.
Bruce's Beach, you see the plaque there in Manhattan Beach. Hopefully it'll cause you to pause and think about our history in a slightly different way in this area, as it has done, Supervisor Janice Hahn. Dwayne Yellowfeather Shepherd, Chief Dwayne Yellowfeather Shepherd, and Supervisor Janice Hahn, I'm so pleased to have you here to talk about Bruce's Beach and the effort to right a wrong from all of those years back. Thank you for your time, both of you, and be well.
So there it is there. We got action at, getting our beach back. We got Janice Hahn is, recognizing and standing up for the wrong that was done and them taking the beach from us, from our people. And that's the update right there. So I'm going to stay on top of it, So I really think it's going to happen now. Because I keep saying, in this day and time, it's time, you know what I'm saying, for them to recognize the wrong and injustice, you know what I'm saying, that they have, you know, perpetrated on our people. And, you know, everything is open, you know what I'm saying? It's just all about us coming together collectively as one body of people, you know what I'm saying? So we can get our rightful position in this world. And as simple as that. So right now,
Well, I thought
comments.
I thought it was another interesting point too. Is like this was the local government taking responsibility, and then they have to get the final okay to transfer that land from the state government. So there was two branches of government right there involved.
Yeah, but you see how they tried to do it. They tried to put all those stipulations. You know what I'm saying? You can't sell it. You can't profit from it. Whoop, this, that, another. They made all those stipulations. See, that was the game. That's how the white man worked. You know what I'm saying? He tried to make it like he doing something for you, but at the same time, he stabbing you in your back. You know, but they on top of it. Yeah, and it's a good thing, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so that's a resource we could look forward to. Part of our reparation, you know what I'm saying? The Bruce Beach being restored back to the descendants of that, and you know, that's California. That's what's happening in this neck of the woods.
Yeah, Don, you got any, Soprano, you got any comments on this issue?
Yeah, you know, we got to start somewhere. We might as well start here, and that's a great update as far as the local government making the arrangements to get the beach back to its rightful owners, which, you know, the family, Bruce family. Yeah, I mean, you know, righting the wrongs, and it's just a time for it, man. This, you know, everything is out in the open now. Everything is you know, it's just a time for it.
Yeah. Hey, man, and that reminds me of my song I just got you writing about reparations. I'm telling you, man, you got to right the wrong, man. And that's so funky, man. I had to put it to a beat. Yeah, so y'all watch out for my new song coming now. Well, whole batch of them. They coming. All right, so we're gonna move on with our next segment. It's all about updating the information of regards to the progress being made with HR 40 and reparations for descendants of slaves. All right, so hang on in there with us. Leave your comments, make your voice known, and that's what this show is all about, giving you a chance to speak and communicate with the rest of America, the rest of the world. Let everybody know what's your opinions on this subject. And all right, go. Do you want to say anything else before we move to the next segment?
Yeah, we're gonna move on to our next segment. We'll be back in 2 minutes, 2 seconds.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes.
All right, we're back with Behind the Scenes. Okay, so our topics today was dealing with reparation. We was also dealing with returning of Bruce Beach, and I think those that's a very heavy subject for us, to be dealing with and finding out information about and bringing this information, saying to our people. And so, I hope that you get something out of this show. And, thank you for your time on participating and watching our show. Subscribe and like. And before I move on to Don Soprano, I just want to say that, ever since, they get to the point where they trying to open up things back up, from this COVID-19 situation, I noticed that, we still being attacked, we still being gunned down in the streets. The police have, they just come back out in full force. We having this problem all over the world. This murdering us is still happening. So it's obvious that, they're not hearing us. They're not getting the message. We see such things as you got President Biden, looking into reparations from their level or their perspective, but until it's actually something actually done about it, it's up in the air with me. But besides that, we still got the violence going on in the world. They still doing the same thing that they've been doing to us. And, it's time, for change. And we got to get rid of this racism and this police brutality and stuff that they constantly, committing on our people. And with that, I'm saying, just let's stay strong. Let's come together, and let's show unity, and that's what our show is about. We showing Black unity and Black love. So we present to y'all. So, stand strong, stand tall, and have our backs. So all right, what's up with it, son?
Yeah, this program, this show that y'all put together, yourself and DJ Hart, is definitely displaying Black excellence at its best. Y'all starting from the ground and working y'all way up and doing it independently. And it's just that only thing is on my mind right now is thinking about that the reparations deal, the classification of it, like who's gonna be qualified to get reparations.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason I'm saying that is because slavery was like the worst thing in the world. But also, in my time, in my 40-some years of living, I still have been like domestically like terrorized and withheld from certain certain privileges from being a black man.
Right.
So, maybe my ancestors maybe were slaves, maybe not. I still feel like whether your ancestors were slaves or not, when you're a Black man in America, that you still should be entitled to reparations. That's my argument, because we've been stipulated, we've been, we've been domestically terrorized by our own country. I just don't fall for that classification thing. They classify this certain people, this certain group to get the reparations. Now they got to reconstruct. They got to go through the whole thing. We all need they need to equalize the playing field for all Black Americans.
And I agree with you. I agree with you 100% wholeheartedly, because that's exactly, what they did. They put us all in one category as when they call us African Americans. You understand what I'm saying? They took our true identity.
Did you notice I didn't use that? Yeah, you notice I didn't use that word African American. I'm not with that. So, but yeah.
Right, because so therefore, since they designed for all us to be African Americans, then the reparation package should cover everybody that's labeled African American. It should be not no, what I'm saying, we ain't got no problem with understanding, that it starts in Africa and that the Africans are Africans, and you know what I'm saying, they automatic, but we automatic too, because we may not be from Africa, you know, per se, you know what I'm saying, but we are, our bloodline is most definitely, you know what I'm saying, that of Africa. And as far as America go, we was already here in this land of America, and we are the American blacks. You understand? Simple as that. And so the American blacks must get paid just like anybody else. You understand? So it's simple as that.
I would like to add another point of view, which is when they talk about reparations, in HR 40, they talk about 268 years, something like that. But I say reparation needs to include from 1619 to 2019, straight up 400 years, because our brothers and sisters who served in the military service, they caught it then, and prior to World War One, and even in World War One, I'm reading this document about that, and matter of fact, part of that point of view is the reason why they should apologize. They should apologize because it was a mistake made in the very beginning by classifying us as what, 3/5 human. You know, that was a terrible mistake, and even their government
That wasn't no
policy
mistake. That
went
was
along with it.
intentionally done. That was not no mistake.
Yeah, well,
Done.
I'm just saying it was wrong. The apology
It was
part
definitely
of
wrong. But
righting
it
the
ain't
wrong.
no mistake. A mistake and doing something intentional is two different things. And to say that it was a mistake is a loophole. You understand? And we ain't dealing with no loopholes. So no, it was not no mistake.
Well, anyway, the real thing is that we are 100% human. Not
no
a fraction.
doubt. No doubt, because every race that exists on the world, in the world, came from black. You know what I'm saying? And it came from the existence. Every race on this earth got black blood in them, because the first scientific fact, you know what I'm saying, of human existence was a black woman. You know what I'm saying?
Well, anyway, that's a whole nother show.
We are 100% human.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Believe that. And we are the original people of Earth. So there's no way we cannot be 100% human.
Well, anyway, one reason why we got this show is to find out what's going on in America and tell you about it. Okay. And that's why you should support this show, is to help us in whatever way you can. When you like, share, or support our products. So, and here's my last album. Now, I've been doing my homework and starting studying this reparation, and I'm telling you, some of this stuff is so funky until I had to rock it to a beat. So I got a brand new album coming out, and matter of fact, you get Black Lives Matter and buy this song, Money and Black Lives Matter. I haven't been highlighting this song, but this one right here, I'm telling you, it hits the nail on the head, because I'm talking to our civil servants and the government to take your foot off our back and let us get down for our stats. That's what we want to try to do, is make some money. We want to run a legitimate business here, just like those people tried to do long time ago, almost 100 years ago at Bruce Beach. They was trying to start a legal business, So here's what some of us gonna try to do. So face the fact that we're gonna be here trying to compete for our American prize. If we can get it, we're gonna straight go at it. That's what I'm saying.
Well, whatever the American prize is, you know what I'm saying, they can have it. It don't work. You know what I'm saying? It's been tested for 400 years. So it's time to, you know what I'm saying, awake yourself for a whole new, you know what I'm saying, existence of, you know what I'm saying, black independence. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
well, I'm
Black,
telling you,
black
that's
owning
that's
property,
what started
black
this
owning
about.
land. And you know what I'm saying? That's how we're gonna make our stand and get our stand in the world as men. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna get it under the design, you know what I'm saying, that have been designed for us for 400 years. So with that right there, you know, the purpose of this show, you know, from my point of view, is to, you know, it's two sides to every story. And, you know what I'm saying, it's time for us to have an awakening to the point to where we can see the other side of the story. We have been brainwashed, you know what I'm saying, manipulated, controlled, you know what I'm saying, mentally as well as physically. And, you know, in this day and time, it's time for us to get our props and to stand up as black men, get that fear up out of what that hunky is going to try to do to us. You know what I'm saying? Or threaten to endanger us or do to us. You know what I'm saying? We got to overcome that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only thing. Even, you know what I'm saying, your ex-president Obama, you know what I'm saying, the reason he didn't push the line on reparation is because he feared, you know what I'm saying, the outcome of what, you know what I'm saying, you know, other people in the government, you know what I'm saying, their point of view and their outlook about it. He didn't want that type of, you know what I'm saying, weight, you know what I'm saying, over him. That came out of his mouth. So to me, when that came out of his mouth, he showed a perfect example of what is being holding black men back. And that is fear. Fear of what, you know
I
what I'm
would like
saying,
to add,
is going to happen or can't happen to
I
us
would like to add
by
to that conversation.
the white man. What?
I say I'd like to add to that conversation because when I read over this stuff dealing with military science, it was saying that certain black people wasn't able to handle their fear under stressful conditions, you know, like in combat or any other stressful situation, such as political retaliation. All right.
Yeah.
So some people are not able to handle the negative comments that may come if they take on a particular issue. So that's why they retreat instead of, you know, tackling the issue.
Well, that's weakness. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, we not no weak people, first of all. So we don't need to be showing no weakness. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to be letting weakness be instilled in us to the point, you know what I'm saying, where we can't represent what we supposed to represent. So to me, like I said, that's nothing but weakness, man. And you know what I'm saying, we way above that right there. And what we gotta do is unite as men, you know what I'm saying, come together, you know what I'm saying, and, and point these issues out, discuss these issues, you know what I'm saying, and you know, so we use our platform to, you know, open up, you know what I'm saying, these doors, you know, so our people can recognize and realize, you know what I'm saying, it's time for that. It's time for us to have these discussions, and it's time for us to make sure that when it's brought up, you know what I'm saying, that is followed through on. So just reparation right now is they still talking about studying something. You know what I'm saying? What's the study? You know what I'm saying? Everything is already out there in the open. Is no study needed on this here.
Don Soprano, man, what did you get out of this reparation discussion so far?
Sound like preparation. Sound like the preparation to reparations. Like I said, uh, Kamala Harris, she stepped up to the plate and she putting information over there, out there for Biden. You know, I respect that as from a strong black woman. That's what we need. Sheila Jackson, what she did over in her city or over in her state, hopefully that'll take by her taking the presidency and stepping out there, pushing that envelope, everybody else will follow suit and do what she doing. Like I say, crawling before you walk. We got to start somewhere. Might as well start here. And hopefully we keep on shouting out and shouting out to them. And somebody hear us or somebody here would need to be heard, and they make it happen.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
I want to add, like for the people who are in government, who's leading the march on this and speaking up for our props. I'm asking my audience to please give them a thumbs up, a positive comment, let your voice be known. If you can't reach them, leave your comments right here on this show. Let your voice be known. All right. Also, like and subscribe so you can be among the first to know when we put together a new show.
Because we ain't gonna change, so we're saying till the time change, till this happens. So we're gonna stay grinding on getting this reparation, getting the money where it belongs, so we can get our economical wealth as we deserve, and we're gonna push the line, and that's what's up. So expect it, join in with us, have our backs. This topic right here is not, wide open. So we're saying to everybody is not up on it, and that's where we come into play at. We're gonna put you up on, this information because we're doing our study, we're doing our research, and we're looking into these political issues. Because it's time for us to get over this here. Get over this hump.
Yeah, and I would like to add that when it comes to reparations, there's probably different levels we need to look at least 3 government levels: local, state, and federal. So today's show showed you the position of Biden administration. That's the federal level, but it's a lot of news coming out. And matter of fact, it's many examples of people thinking about considering some form of reparation to close this wealth gap. In our previous shows, we showed you the upward mobility map, what your chances are. And we also showed you some wealth gap charts that shows the big gap between white wealth and black wealth in the middle class family. And it also shows that right now we are flat in progress in accumulating wealth. Actually, probably 10 years ago, people was probably doing, 5, maybe even as far back as 5 years ago, the wealth was a little bit better. Now we went down and we flatlined. So if we don't do something radical, if something radical is not done, all right, or we don't get any more ambitious or hardworking to really work ourselves out of this conundrum, we're going to continue to flatline as middle class citizens in America.
That's right. And that flatlining, only thing flatlining means is that another race stepped up over us. And that's what happened. And so, like I say, that's our position, too much, doing this whole history of existence with these people, it's always been about knocking us out the box, knocking us out of our position. So that redlining is another means of what them knocking us out of our position. So we got to get our position back.
I'm glad you brought that up because Don Soprano, I want to point out. You see, we got redlining, we got gentrification, we got discrimination, police brutality, and the general lack of opportunity. Now, that's what I take all that from your comment, Don Soprano, is like your generation is facing all of this pressure, man. And I'm just saying, I'm glad to see you here today because you looking strong, man. You know, you got to survive this stuff, man, and push on through. What's your comments before we close our show?
You know, unify. We got to unify. We got to stick together, grow together, and we got to, you know, keep on staying in their face, you know, with this content. And yeah, man, it's just about, you know, coming together, unifying. The way y'all pulled me in, you know, black people, you know, coming together.
Straight like that. And money and Black Lives Matter. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what's up. You know, we still got rocking our t-shirts. We still selling them. You know, you can hit us up. You know, if you're interested, you know, same thing, Mini Bike Legacy. If you want to ride style and profile on a mini bike, hit us up. Summertime's coming, you know what I'm saying? It's getting time for that too at the same time. And we got the music, you know what I'm saying? DJ got a reparation, you know what I'm saying, the song for us out here, you know what I'm saying? So to me, that's right on time, man, you know what I'm saying? You need to kick that jam, get it out there, get it on air, you know what I'm saying? And let's play that puppy so we can, you know what I'm saying, you know, see some type of payday up out that. Music.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Hey, look, I'm gonna push for a payday. I'm telling you, either I get my reparations or I'm gonna do me some musical comedy and I'm gonna make my reparations. So it don't make no difference. I'm gonna get mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm going out there, man. You know, because see, we not Black Lives Matter. We are money and Black Lives Matter. We trying to run a business here. We're trying to have products and entertainment for you, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm committed to that. I've been doing it for fun for a long time, but it would be great if we could get paid properly or even get a sponsor. Yeah, do you feel me, Goldee?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I feel that we deserve, you know, to have somebody having our back, you know what I'm saying, to sponsor the work that we putting in. So yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? We striving for that. And you know what I'm saying, but we just basically we want our people to stay powerful in their support, you know what I'm saying, and liking and subscribing, you know what I'm saying. And the main thing is recognize we three black men, you know what I'm saying? We OGs, you know, and so, you know what I'm saying, it's all about the wisdom and the knowledge, you know what I'm saying, that you're getting from us, you know, because, you know, we got longevity and, you know what I'm saying, we done seen the many changes. So, you know, as men, it's our job, you know what I'm saying, to you know what I'm saying, that our people know what we see as the real. We're not trying to sugarcoat none of this, you know what I'm saying? We're going to tell it like it is, you know what I'm saying? And that's what's up. So, you know, stay tuned, stay checking us out, ride with us, ride or die, you know what I'm saying? Because, hey, we trying to supply, you know what I'm saying, that money that they owe us. So let's just go and get paid, you know what I'm saying, like that, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, so thank you, you know what I'm saying, for watching our show. Stay tuned. And, you know, we ain't going nowhere, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, peace.
Peace. Good night. And stop the violence. I got a remix coming on that one right there, man. It's gonna be hard. I'm telling you, I'm hitting hard this time. Stop the violence now. All right, I'm talking to the police and I'm talking to my people.
Well, yeah, that's what need to be talked to because they the violence one. Everything we do, you know what I'm saying, is a copycat of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So get that through your head, man. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to make us look like we the villains when y'all the motherfucking villains. You know
well, Don Soprano, sign us off, man, for this evening. All right. He done froze on us. Don Soprano. All right.
We got
well, anyway.
Got a technical difficulty. You back?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, Don Soprano, sign us off for this evening.
All right, hey, yeah, everybody tune in, you know what I'm saying, and give us y'all feedback, you know, whether it's positive or negative, give us y'all opinions, or what y'all feel about what we touching on, we talking about, what y'all feel like we need to talk about or do some research on, you know, let us know. Hit us up, Money and Black Lives Matter, you know, get that apparel. You know, contact us for that apparel. Money, Black Lives Matter. Hit us up if you want DJ Hard music. He got fresh music. He got reparation theme music for reparations. Money, Black Lives Matter. Pick up the music. Tune in. Feedback. We'll see y'all again.
That's our show, y'all.
Good night.
Good night.